Do you think Shaggy is going to have enough Scooby snacks for him, Scooby, and the squirrels? I don't know, I think he's going to need a bigger box.
Tackle him! Tackle him!
On the table today at Squirrel Stampede, we've got Scooby Doo Action Figures from Jada Toys, the really fancy series, and the oddest release ever, as all we have is Shaggy, the Mummy, and the Creeper. Where's everyone else? Where is Scooby Doo? Scooby Doo, where are you? Well, while we look for Scooby, we can sub in these Burger King novelty toys of 2025, a series 6 Scooby Doo characters with masks to collect. Now, usually this time of year we check out the NECA action figures, but I think we monstered them out. I think we checked out pretty much every monster we can find, so the Scooby Doo series is a perfect sub-in, Scoobin series to continue on with our Monsterverse findings. Jada, NECA, Jada, NECA. 4-letter word toy companies, I guess, right? So follow along today as we check out everything we can of Scooby Doo.
Squirrel Stampede!
Please, squike!
Squash share!
And squirrel line!
This is a Shaggy Rogers from the first wave of Jada Toys Scooby Doo Deluxe Action Figures. Zoinks! These figures have been out and about for the last few months now, but it's now my chance to finally figure them out. It is certainly the weirdest wave launch release of an action figure series that I can remember, only featuring just Shaggy from the Mystery Inc. team, and then a couple ghosts of the week. What an odd thing to skip poor Scoob for the first wave, but he'll show up in the second, we hope. I think Scoob is in that second wave, and I think some other figures are already planned for wave 3. I guess maybe if the waves weren't so far apart, I mean, it's going to be several months before we even get to see or feel wave 2, so it's so odd that we have to wait this long in between to get the rest of the team. But that's how it is. I'm just glad we got him here. Let's check out Shaggy Rogers. The figures are contained and displayed in really nice square boxes so that you can repack if you are careful. Only a few cut plastic ties here and there, so you should be able to keep this box nice and clear. You even can line them up on a shelf like so, which will be really nice. And no, it's not my unfocused camera. There is a little bit of clouding detail on the front window cover of the package, which gives it a little bit of a spooky feel. Nice effect, just kind of messes with my focus sometimes. And for deluxe figures, we've got head switch outs, and this might be one of the few times I actually like the head switch outs. You can have your team either just how they are or just scared to death. Then there's extra hands, which I'm never that much into. I'll always lose them, and I think I see some Scooby snacks down there. Ruby Rex? Woo! So good looking box, let's find a way out. I think I'll remove from the top portion of the box, that way if I ever stand them up, the box will always stand nice and flat. Because I have a feeling I really want to keep this collection in nice shape in their boxes, and not just piled up in a corner. We've opened a few things from Jada before, usually metal figs and a giant Godzilla, so this is new to me, an action figure from them. Shaggy! Just a couple ties to remove. Head stop. There we go. Oh my gosh, this guy is hilarious. There is so much Shaggy on this figure, it is perfect. Well, more perfect than many of the previous Scooby Shaggy figures I've collected over the years. It is a challenge to recreate these in a 3D feel when we are most likely used to these in a one-dimensional look. Two-dimensional, excuse me, Shaggy. So the 3D head could get you, but really, freezing it from any angle, I see Shaggy. They even have a strand of his hair sticking up into the sky. That's so great. It is a tall figure. This is a 6 and almost a 6.5 inch Shaggy figure. 1/12 the scale, they're saying. However, you can scale an animated figure as anyone's guess, I guess. And as for figure plastic quality, what do we got? How does it feel? Well, it has kind of a softer animated plastic feel. Very smooth and somewhat on the glossy side. It's as if they've torn it from the animated cells from our screens. And there should be multiple points of articulation on here. Shaggy featuring the longest neck I've ever seen. Just look at that head extension. There's probably a ball joint up there for head switch out and then a hinge there to joint and move at that neck point, so there's a lot of fun in there. Shoulders on rotation points and hinges, a center arm joint, and a double jointed elbow along with a wrist that can hinge and rotate. Torso movement in the middle a little bit. Then down to the legs, we've got a nice soft plastic skirt of a shirt. So that gives you the ability to kick out and sit, which is really important. They worked through that really well. And so we have ball jointed hips along with a secondary point in the thigh, a double jointed knee, and a hinge at the foot. So there's so much here. There is so much here for good articulation, maybe only missing a display pad. We do not have holes in the bottoms of their feet, so if you want to get them into some really weird running poses, you might want to get a professional stand to hold them up. Actually, I think I got him just like that. He's got a nice flat foot. I'm either lucky on that or they designed his feet nice and flat-footed. This is just light years ahead of previous Shaggys I have found, except for maybe the Playmobiles. Those are the best. Let's see if we can do a head switch out on this guy. It's probably a ball joint, yep, and it's a nice, soft, easy ball joint. Sometimes these can get way over the top, and we just instantly install. So a real nice, smooth switch out of head pieces. I swear, some of the past NECA toy switch outs, you worry about breaking your figure, it's so tight. This guy goes smooth on as butter. I can't wait to see the rest of the team. Are they all going to have scary faces? It'll be great to have a group shot of scary faces. Look at that gaping mouth, dude, that's great, that's excellent. But he looks a little scared, so I'm gonna switch him back to regular Shaggy. Get him ready for Mortal Kombat or whatever he's up to lately. So Zoink's accessories, we've got a box of Scooby snacks, and he can hold just nicely. And there's even a small Scooby snack to place in his hand. What a perfect add-on accessory piece to help motivate Scooby to capture a ghost. As for the other hand options, I think they're kind of just like more open fright hands to place on your figure like he was frightened, but I see no reason to use them. I'm just gonna leave them in box. Overall, it's such a fantastic figure. It's hard to really see how awesome he is until we have Scooby standing next to him. I think that's going to complement this figure so much. So maybe check back in 6 months? 6 months, is that when we're probably going to start seeing them being sold? My guess, that's my guess, so we'll see. But high marks for this Shaggy figure.
I think he's hoarding the Scooby snacks again. Get him!
Thanks, man!
And so let's take a couple seconds at our first Burger King toy. Burger King 2025 had Scooby Doo toys, none really near me, so I just did an online order. If you do that so on eBay, I got the whole collection for about $20, which is a pretty good deal. The gimmick with these guys, real cute. We've got Scooby Doo as the mummy. We can remove the mask and the pup underneath. Kinda has a pup named Scooby Doo vibe in a little bit. Very cartoony, very cute. And to replace mask, there's a post here that basically goes in Scoob's mouth. Let's try another one too. Let's see what else we can get. Random pull. I think it's Velma. Yeah, it's gotta be Velma. And what is Velma disguised as? A witch. A witch. It seems very odd to me actually to unmask our team characters here. That's just the opposite of things to come. And there she is, Velma. Wow, those glasses are huge. Holding a pumpkin Halloween bag. Solid, crispy plastic, but a good, fun, collectible display piece if you're a Scoob collector. And so let's move on to our first ghost of the day, the Mummy of Ankha. Did I say that right? Ankha, yeah, that's right. I have gone through and watched and even listened to the original Scooby Doo series so many times that they all kind of blend together. The Mummy of Ankha here. Pretty good start for the first wave, and so is the creeper back there. Nice and classic. Box design following up on what Shaggy had with the smoked window screen side image of the mummy and an image of the Mummy of Ankha on the back. Simple but very worthy effort as we spin back around to the front. I thought Shaggy was tall. This guy might come out even taller for a 6-inch figure scale. What was I planning? Removing from the top? I think I was. Scooby ghosts, just as iconic as the team. You gotta have a few ghosts. Out of pack, we begin to unbandage. This guy feels huge. Huge. Yeah, this guy is really big, standing tall at almost 7 inches in height. That's a heavily wrapped up, mummified, costumed dude. They got like the classic mummy stance going on really well too. Good face too, just the gaping mouth is kind of creepy, and if you look really closely, there are red pinpointed eyes in there. Yeah, this guy is really special. Such a leap forward on a previous Scooby Doo action figure collection I had years ago. Just lots of really large hunks of plastic. This time around, we're getting a lot more detail. The bandages are mostly a soft plastic white, but there is a little bit of a roughed up, dirty detail to them that makes them stand out as really old. Or maybe just toilet paper from the university's bathroom. Hey, Dr. Najib. So like Shaggy, full of articulation, head rotation here up top, obviously on a ball joint, so we can switch out with the face of Dr. Najib, not a ghost. I hope I didn't spoil that for you. Shoulder, we actually have some reach-in shoulders, which is always nice, especially for a heavier, thicker figure. Rotating shoulders, center point in the forearm to rotate. Double hinged elbow and some great hands here with hinges to rotate. Central body rotation point there and another point here, so a couple points in there. And hips on ball joints and a secondary point. Everything's kind of hidden in the wrappings of the figure. You kind of hard to see the articulation because it's wrapped up. And then double jointed knees, a little tight right now. Oh, really tight. And flat-footed mummy feet, plus a little few bandages here and there. This one's like sticking out, almost like you can pop it out. I don't want to do that. And some bandages hanging there. Just a really fun, cartoony mummy. I wish I had my NECA mummy nearby. I would have compared, but I think he's boxed up and stored. And so let's do an unmasking. Well, who was it? Who was the ghost of the museum? It was none other than Ballhead. Ballhead! It was Ballhead all along. He stole the crystal gem. No, wait. Professor Najib. Let's get this on there. Remember what I said about Shaggy going on like butter, and I was so happy they got those nice and smooth? Well, Professor just doesn't want to go on. I think I got him, but the cost was a really weird pose. What is going on? I think I crooktified his back. Whoops. There's some excellent motion in the articulation now that I've you can really bend these guys from side to side. That is cool. Just don't overbend. And then I think many of these monster figures have a secondary masks. Like this one has extra wrappings to kind of half cover him up. I'm not sure exactly which way. But basically now you can unmask your ghost, and oh my gosh, it was Professor Najib this whole time. I can't believe it. So that's a fun little extra accessory to demask with. It's so classic. But maybe we could have seen more fun accessories like the treasures or the things that they were searching for, like the diamond scarab he was hunting for and that gold coin of the episode. That would have been really nice to have. And secondary hands with this figure, we've got wrapped up fists, which is kind of nice to have maybe a fist hand. I kind of like his classic mummy hands though right now. They're quite great. They're really fun to play with. So probably won't really ever have the faces on there very often. I will probably always have their monster ghost headpieces. And again, since this series is so new and fresh, it's just kind of odd having these standalone figures right now. Now we just have Shaggy versus the Mummy. Nobody else really yet to chase around. We so need Scooby. It's so odd without Scooby. This is certainly one of those series where it's going to take several waves to get through. But it's going to be fun to look forward to these. I wish they could have squished in the time between waves, but yeah, it's going to be something to look forward to. Shaggy, I think he wants a Scooby snack. Zoinks, no! Oh, sorry, Mummy. So let's capture a few more Burger King figures before we go on to the final creeper. 6 Burger King figures to collect. I think this is Fred. I think it's Fred. Ah, Fred is Frankenstein. Frankenstein's monster. These guys have a really nice, colorful, bright feel to their plastic, don't they? Plenty of colors, and their eyes are great. Really ready to navigate the neighborhood with his ghost bag. I'm glad they placed the hole on his tie and not his mouth. The Scoob has the hole from the mask on his mouth, but this case it's on his tie, so it's mostly hidden there. Fun little piece for Fred. Fun little piece. And I think we got Daphne next. Daphne's next. What is Daphne dressed up as? I think it's a cat. I think it's a cat, yeah. Gotta be a cat mask. Holding a spider bag. That's creepy. Why did she decide on that? Oh, she looks a little sad for some reason. Her eye placement, the way they're droopy, she doesn't look too happy doing this. Or you know, or whatever. Whereas the others kind of have like a more of a frightened or just happy to be there face. So now we can take a look at the last Jada Scooby Doo action figure from their first wave, and it is the Creeper. I want to say I had this episode on DVD on repeat once where it played like at least 10 times in one day. And yet I'm still forgetful of what happened in that mystery. We thought the mummy figure was big. Well, I think this guy's gonna be even larger. He looks like a football player wrapped up. I like how they've really scaled up the Monster Ghost figures. They're gonna stand taller than these cursed kids. Look a little more menacing. So many times in the bad guy department, they make them just lesser of a figure. And I think they've really worked hard on these guys. The Creeper. The Creeper. Who done it? Again with the smoke effects on these boxes. Oh, he's a little shorty up in the legs. It's the Creeper. So here is the Creeper, not at all a banking president of any kind, it's a ghost. Wow, if someone could ever re-replicate a Thundercats Slithe, it's this figure right here. Big, green, and stocky, hulky guy. I didn't mention it with Shaggy, but all of these so far have really extra long arms. The Creeper's arms almost down to his feet. Shaggy the same way. Of course, it's an animated thing. And a really nice figure touch. Again, these figures with a smooth, but sometimes matte plastic style. A soft plastic style, especially on things like their coats, shirts. It's a softer, rubbery plastic, which I like. And then some of their core body parts and arms, a harder plastic touch. Reminds me of that lady down the street I tried to avoid, actually. And continuing on the theme of great articulation, head there on the shortest neck of the day, but still looking great. These arms are going to reach out really far, I think. He should play basketball. He's got an amazing reach. Hinged elbow with a rotation point there, double jointed elbows. Probably maybe another point under this sleeve, no. And then the wrist and rotation there. Body rotation probably under that coat. Yeah, there is some under this coat. Coat probably could be removed, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to tear anything. Hips are about the same. You can rotate and move them. Double jointed knees and feet. I guess his feet are kind of stumpy, so let's rule out basketball for the Creeper. I can't do anything. And actually stands really well considering I'm gonna have to figure out what I want to do with some of the gang. They have smaller feet, they may tip a little bit, but these monsters so far are really steady. So not to get all spoiler on you, the Creeper is Mr. Carwell, the bank president. What? I thought he wasn't. Let's pop the head off. Hey, the head actually has the ball joint embedded in the head, and now it's just a round joint up here. Here is Mr. Carwell, and he sure doesn't look sus. You can kind of rest it up here a little bit like so. Right now I'm thinking Beetlejuice or something with the stretched faces. So a really good, interesting, fun figure. It's one of those figures where you would go, towards the end, oh, his glasses. He can't see without his glasses. You may want to pick up towards the end of the series because the Creeper isn't really one of those iconic monster ghosts. In my opinion, he's always kind of forgotten. He will look good in a giant group collection once more are released.
Hey, do you have any Scooby snacks?
Get away from me. Gonna keep that on there. Yeah, that definitely looks like Maud down the road who gives those spoiled candy apples for Halloween. And so we have two more Burger King. What do we got? We got Shaggy. Shaggy should have came out earlier. What's Shaggy dressed up as? None other than a skeleton. Yeah. Pop that off, see how he looks. And there we go, more like Kid Shaggy. Got a bat bag. I don't think the eyes glow in the dark or anything else. They're pretty much standalone little cool figurines of your favorite Mr. Ink team. And last figure is, we've got, who did we miss? Who did we miss? Who is this guy? It's not part of the gang, is it? We've gone through everyone. It's the Headless Horseman. The Headless Horseman gets a figure. How funny, he's going haunting. He's like the trick-or-treat out of the characters. They're probably all like hanging out together. Hey, what candy did you get? And then he's like, candy, I'm going to kill you. Ah! Something like that. But yeah, that was kind of a fun surprise I didn't expect. Got a Headless Horseman Lego figure back here actually too. So there are the Burger King 2025 figure collection. Always a great find for Scooby collectible item hunting. So there we have it, one of the weirdest first figure release waves out there, the Scooby Doo Jada Toys action figure line wave 1, Shaggy, Mummy, and Creeper. If you liked today's video, please give us a squike, a squirrel live, squammet your favorite, most interesting Scooby-Doo character you would like to see. What part of the gang would you like to see? Fred, Velma, Daphne, of course, Scooby, and what ghost would you like to see? What's your favorite ghost? I think mine might be Charlie. I'd like to see Charlie, but I don't know if he's on the lineup just yet. Here's a few videos that YouTube recommends. Thank you so much for watching. Happy Halloween. That's what I have to say about that.